This is one of the tea gardens that's situated in the highest altitude. The altitude of our garden is around 5,800. And like you said, that it's the inherent quality of the tea with the weather that brings the flavor and character to Darjeeling tea, which is very unique. So it's also known as the champion of tea. Darjeeling tea is known as the champion of tea. You know, in a tea garden, though there are 75% of the workforce is female, but they never saw a female management cadre. So initially, especially the men folk, they tried me. So if you know your job, it becomes easy. Darjeeling is known for its quality. So quality, it has to start from the plucking only, which is the first process. So what we do is we insist on plucking a leaf. This is a bud and two leaf. This is
Bud
what
and
and
two
two
leaf.
leaf. This is what we have to pluck. The rain flush, we usually make green tea, and after the rain flush, when the weather clears up, it becomes bright. We start manufacturing autumnal teas. That's also black tea with a lot of aroma. So during the winter months, that's from December, the tea bushes goes into a dormant stage where there will be no growth. Okay. So after this resting period, when we pluck for the first time, that's known as the first flush. And flush, it initially happens from your March to your mid-May is the first flush teas. And your second flush, it starts from mid-May to your first week of July. It depends upon the palate of the consumer actually. Some of them like first flush, some of them like second flush, and some of them like autumnal teas. Actually, different quality means all the tea gardens will be producing first flush, second flush, your rain flush, and autumnal flush. And the grading is like your number one grade is FTG FOP1. Okay, and some of the gardens they make specialty teas. Like we make spring blossoms, summer blossoms. It's a specialty teas, white teas, oolong teas. So every garden will be making their own specialty teas.
So we are in Darjeeling in one of the highest tea garden in Darjeeling. It's Sharma tea estate, and Darjeeling tea is known for its aroma and taste, and the reason for it is climate of Darjeeling. And I have with me a very special guest. First women tea estate manager in Darjeeling and bringing the Darjeeling tea to us. Very warm welcome. Her name is Bhavna Rai.
Hello, I'm Bhavna Rai. I'm the manager of this tea garden, Sharma tea estate. Actually, I started with Tea Promoters India 19 years back. I was inducted as a trainee assistant. Then I was promoted to assistant manager. Now I'm a full-fledged manager.
So, if we talk about Darjeeling tea,
Yeah.
you know, it's the climate that brings that aroma and the taste to Darjeeling tea. So, tell us about this tea estate. Is one of the highest tea
Yeah.
estate in Darjeeling.
Yes. Yes, you are right. This is one of the tea gardens that's situated in the highest altitude. The altitude of our garden is around 5,800. And like you said, that it's the inherent quality of the tea with the weather that brings the flavor and character to Darjeeling tea, which is very unique. So it's also known as the champion of tea. Darjeeling tea is known as the champion of tea because it can't be grown anywhere else in the world. That's why it has got a GI tag also, Darjeeling tea.
Okay. So, tell us, when did you first come here, and what was your experience like when you came here as a state manager?
Okay, initially I'm very indebted and grateful to Tea Promoters India because they are such a company which believed in a woman. Because if you go to other tea gardens, you'll see that they're all male dominated. Yeah. Yeah, male
And we were
dominated.
also surprised to see that there's a women estate manager, and you are the first women tea garden estate manager. So, was it very challenging for you?
Yeah, it was very challenging. It was initially it was very challenging because there are lots of problem in a tea garden. It's not that everything is set. Okay, because during my working, we found many problems. I had faced many problems because, you know, in a tea garden, though there are 75% of the workforce is female, but they never saw a female management cadre. So initially, especially the men folk, they tried me. So if you know your job, it becomes easy
So, Bhavna, tell us, there's a way to pluck tea that gives that, that refined tea, that is a first grade tea, you call it.
Yeah.
So, how do you pluck that tea, and what are those leaves which are being plucked?
Okay. I want to show you what we pluck, okay? Because Darjeeling is known for its quality. So quality, it has to start from the plucking only, which is the first process. So what we do is we insist on plucking a leaf. This is a bud and two leaf. This is
Bud
what
and
and
two
two
leaf.
leaf. This is what we have to pluck.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, this is the first grade tea?
Yeah, this is the first grade, means the finer you're plucking, the better your quality will be.
Okay.
Okay.
So, it all depends on the way you pluck.
Pluck, yeah, plucking.
One bud and two leaves.
Yeah, one leaf, normal plucking standard.
Okay.
And there are several ways to check this. Like there will be several groups plucking, na? Group number 1, group number 2, group number 3. Then we have a system where we can see which group is plucking the finest, which group is plucking the coarser leaf, and in similar way we can handle.
Okay. So, if you could tell us, this is we are in the tea garden, which is spread over across 130 acres.
32 hectares.
Hectares. Okay. So, Darjeeling tea gardens also attract tourists from all over the world.
Yeah.
So, tell us about its climate, the beauty of this place.
Okay, climate you are seeing right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
drizzling,
you are enjoying the misty weather, light drizzle. So almost the whole year round, it's especially in this garden. It's your six months is your rainy month only. So with heavy rainy periods are your July, August, September. We receive around 375 to 420 centimeters of rainfall in a year.
Okay. And that is what gives that taste to Darjeeling tea also?
Yes, definitely. And your misty weather, your temperature, there are many things, okay, that goes into making good tea.
And yours is one of the highest tea gardens in Darjeeling.
Yes.
So what is, the speciality of the tea leaves here? The higher the altitude, the better the quality is?
Yes, definitely. The higher the altitude, better the quality, but your quantity will be very less.
Okay.
You have to compromise on quality.
All right.
Yeah.
So, so if you could, enlighten us, like there are flushes.
Yeah.
What is the first flush for the common people like us? We don't know which one is the first flush, what is the second flush.
Okay.
So if you could tell us how the grading is done.
Okay. So during the winter months, that's from December, the tea bushes goes into a dormant stage where there will be no growth. Okay. So after this resting period, when we pluck for the first time, that's known as the first flush. And flush, it initially happens from your March to your mid-May is the first flush teas. And your second flush, it starts from mid-May to your first week of July.
So the first flush is the highest grade tea, and that's a black tea?
That's a black tea. No, it's not like that.
Okay.
It depends upon the palate of the consumer actually.
Okay.
Some of them like first flush, some of them like second flush, and some of them like autumnal teas.
Okay.
So it all depends upon the consumers, okay? So similar, yeah.
So you were telling me after second flush there would be
Rain flush. Rain flush. During the rain flush, we usually make green teas. And after the rain flush, when the weather clears up, it becomes bright, we start manufacturing autumnal teas. That's also black tea with a lot of aroma. Okay.
So there are almost 87 tea gardens in Darjeeling.
Yes.
So there's a tea association also.
Yes.
So all tea gardens will have a different quality of tea. How the grading is done?
It's actually different quality, means all the tea gardens will be producing first flush, second flush, your rain flush and autumnal flush. And the grading is like your number 1 grade is FTG, FOP1. Okay. And some of the gardens, they make specialty teas. Like we make spring blossoms, summer blossoms. It's specialty teas, white teas, oolong teas. So every garden will be making their own specialty teas.
There's a woman who is the first estate manager. What inspired you to become a tea estate manager? It's a male-dominated field.
Yes, you are right. It's male-dominated field. Actually, I must thank my company, Tea Promoters India, Private Limited. They were the first one, okay, who believed in a woman that she can be in a management cadre. So I'm very grateful. They took me, they believed me, okay, and now I'm happy because, as you said, that I'm the first female manager. And you see that in the tea garden, the workforce comprises of about 75% of the female workers. But the irony is that there's no female manager cadre.
Okay.
So my company was the first one to induct me. Okay. And similarly, in other supervisory posts in the fields, my company was the first to promote a team worker to a supervisor, female supervisors. Now we have good number of female supervisors.
Okay.
My company is, I'm associated with such a company who has got a very progressive thinking. And they are also the pioneers in organic farming in tea.
Okay, they are the pioneers in organic farming.
Yeah, in tea.
So we are at Samabyong Tea Estate, and what is the area of this tea garden? It's one of the highest tea gardens in Darjeeling. And how many workers are working under you, and what is the strength of administrative staff?
Okay, the area of my tea garden is 132 and 45 hectares. And the total worker population is 261 workers. So in administrative staffs, 4-5 administrative staff, that's all. And we have got 3 management staffs in in Samabyong.
Okay.
Okay.
So since you are the first tea estate manager, that might be, a bit of surprise for the workers who are working under you. There might be some challenges which you have confronted or faced when you started working.
Yes. Initially when I started, there were many challenges, okay. Like when I had first come over here, they were not used to seeing a female manager. So especially the men workers, you'll find everywhere there are some type of people who want to create nuisance, who are black sheep. Not everyone. I'm not talking about everyone. There are few. They wanted to test me, okay. Test me in terms of work, whether I know my work or not. So you should be ready to give a real fight with them. Fight means not box and all, but in terms of your work. So if you know your work, it becomes very easy. If you don't know your work, it becomes really difficult.
So when did you start, your journey as a tea planter, and now your journey, you spent a long time here in this tea garden,
yes,
in this tea estate. So how's the journey like?
Yeah, the journey has been, there have been many ups and downs, okay, professionally also, okay, and I've seen bad years and also the good years. So these are the things. And recently, the 105 days strike, I hope you know about the Darjeeling last year. Yes. That was one of the setbacks where whole of the Darjeeling tea states suffered a loss. So similarly, we have seen the good times and the bad times also.
Okay. Yeah. So if we talk about, the Darjeeling tea is famous world over.
Yeah.
And there are exports also in a good quantity.
Yes.
The tea goes to foreign countries.
Yes.
Which are the major importers from India who are buying Darjeeling tea? Which are the countries who are buying Darjeeling tea?
Regarding our company, I'll tell that Germany, some teas goes to Japan, some even to US also.
So what is the percentage that you sell to India and to abroad?
So India, it's almost nil, but okay. I would request I request our people that to drink and to appreciate Darjeeling tea, because we are not very used to Darjeeling tea. It's light flavor, light liquor. But I think we must popularize Darjeeling tea in India also. And I'm sure that if people get to know more about Darjeeling tea, they would drink Darjeeling tea.
Okay. And there are tea estate tea associations also. So to run a tea garden, you need to get it certified from somewhere. What's the process like, and which are the tea gardens which are certified?
No, certified
number 87 are certified, and there is particular area.
Yeah, the certification, there are different certification bodies. Like you have to be with your association. For like Darjeeling Tea Association, it's DTA, our association. Okay, that's an association. And certification body for our organic certification, we have your Control Union India,
okay,
which is headquartered in Bangalore. The inspectors do come, and the inspectors, they stay with us for a couple of days. Then only we are certified that we are organic. Similarly, there are many government norms which we have to follow. No?
Okay. So there are many norms which
there
have
are
to,
many
you
norms,
to
yeah,
follow,
yeah, which we
and
have.
there is a certification process
Body-
also.
yeah, yes.
So it takes a lot of labor to bring Darjeeling
Yes.
tea to your cup.
Yes, definitely. It's a lot of hard work. Not a lot of hard work, both officially and also both physically for the workers. You see, in such a climate with heavy rainfalls, also they have to pluck because that's the plucking season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the rainy season, and this is also this is a monsoon flush.
Yeah.
It is called.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Bhavna Rai, of in Darjeeling, one of the 87 tea estates in Darjeeling. You are the first women tea estate manager. Thank you so much for talking to us and enlightening us about Darjeeling tea, about its aroma, about its taste, and how it comes to our table, to our cups. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much.